So Alicia says apparently Rula met Brian when he was married to her Spanish teacher. I am shook. And then, do you really want to spend the rest of your life looking over your shoulder? Like the aunties asked Rula? Also, like Alicia said, welcome to Rhode Island, bitch. That's how we roll.
That's how we roll.
How we
And
roll.
a Rhode Island trip would not be complete without their famous quotes to live by. And I quote, bringing the Italian and giving marital advice. I just hope you heard him. Rosie, in the words of Elle Woods, working out gives you endorphins and endorphins make you happy. And happy people don't kill their husbands. Very
That
much.
is a fact.
Kelsey, I brought so many snacks today. Before I came here, I ate the leftover McDonald's cheeseburgers I put in the trash. Alicia, I can't have sex with you all the time because I have to go to bed and watch Love Island. From Rhode Island to Love Island, these ladies are giving us an amazing, scrumptious, gorgeous episode.
These sure are. This is only episode 4, but I feel like it's season 4 with the amount of information that we get from these amazing women.
So much to get into.
Let's get into it.
Let's go. I just love Rhode Island.
Me too.
It brings me joy to watch it. It really does. It has my attention for so many of the right reasons. These women know each other. They're deeply ingrained in each other's lives. They are just unapologetically honest. They can give shade and a read, New Rhode Island style. It's almost like Atlanta, but it's Rhode Island style.
Yes.
They're not scared. They are not scared. There's a couple people on there scared, have been put on notice, but overwhelmingly they're not scared and they're honest. It's so joyous to watch.
Apparently, they might all be scared of Liz.
I think they also
Liz said, I don't think I'm scary. Or was it Alicia that she said, no. Was it Alicia? She said, when I go around the corner, people just jump. I was like, okay.
you know, you're only Alicia and Liz, and I would even put Joellen in there, have a temper. They don't hold back. They say what's exactly on their mind. And that could be scary for people who have a very poor relationship with the truth and accountability. So yes, there's a few people on there that should be scared, particularly if you are, dare I say, a shit stirrer.
And do we think that Kelsey is a shit stirrer?
Absolutely.
Possibly.
Absolutely.
Turns out this episode, you guys, we found out that not only did Liz Dino and her husband have a close relationship, somehow Kelsey was dating Dino as well. And per Kelsey, he was a bit of a stalker, allegedly.
Yeah, Kelsey is definitely in the pool of shit stirrers, along
She
and
is.
I definitely noted that, and it's going to be super interesting to see how their shit stirring ways and poor accountability lands with this group. And I predict that they're going to be a major, maybe not this season, more likely this season, maybe next season, but I predict that they're going to be very much a core part of the conflict that goes on between these women.
I definitely see Joellen, Alicia, and Liz being the powerhouses of this
Yes.
group,
Yeah.
while Rosie, Kelsey, and Ashley take a back seat.
Yeah. And to your point, what's really great about the show is that they do have power. The power is not rested on one person,
Mhm.
there's not one person there that is like the central like villain or power. I don't even know if there's really a villain, honestly.
Not yet. Not
They're
yet.
all they are all power players. So you have more power players than you have not. And that's what makes it so vivacious and fun to watch, and especially and gorgeous to watch, especially the fact
Mhm.
that their husbands are involved. And, one of the things that I picked up on is that this is a show where we have 4 relationship arcs going on.
Yes.
Talk about a character arc, but you have 4 relationship arcs going on. You have Alicia and Billy with the prenup drama, and
Yeah.
not leaving her a penny, which I'm gonna circle back to that when we get into it, but we have Ruella and Brian with their cheating scandal. We have Ashley and Jared, who is actually dating his coffee shop, and we have Kelsey and her 2 lovers and she lives in Sugar Baby Island. And so and all of them are kind of at a crossroad. I guess if you throw Rosie in the mix as well, her and her husband, and
Ooh,
sorry, I can't remember his name, but, to have a baby or to not, that is the question. So and both of them present really good arguments as to why. Um, and I actually wanna applaud. I'm getting ahead of myself, but I wanna actually applaud Rosie. This is one point that I did really enjoy how she showed up, was talking about basically my fear of having kids is because I'm afraid of repeating the controlling, critical nature that my mother had, and I'm afraid of repeating that pattern with my child, and I think that's a very real fear. That made sense
I
to me.
loved it. I
Yeah. I
loved
liked
it.
her opening up about that.
As somebody, like I've said this before on this podcast, I've never wanted kids. So I was so proud of Rosie, yet triggered when they kept saying, "Oh, you're going to want kids. Oh, come on, come on." And it's like, "No, I'm not." Like I felt so bad because there's always that point in a 30 to 40-year-old woman's life where every time you go out with friends, they're going to ask you, "When are you going to have kids? When are you going to have kids?" And I didn't have a good relationship with my mom either, and I read that that does have to do with it, but also, I just didn't want to give up all of my alone time. That was my literal reason.
Yeah,
Like, I love a lot of alone time, but to each their own. I don't know how her marriage is going to
yeah,
handle all of that because he seems like he wants kids.
yeah. I mean, I never thought about myself having children or not having children. I just never really thought about it, and then I had my
Mm.
son, and I was like, "Okay." I loved every minute of it, from being pregnant to it's maybe sans the delivery, but after the delivery moment, every single moment, my life changed for the better because I had a child and I became better. And I think the world has become better because of my son. So, but it is scary. I think the scariest part about thinking about having kids is one, in her case, will I repeat the trauma? And two, how is my privacy and my time going to be impacted? And it's fun
Right.
that you see that child and it rests in your arms and you're breastfeeding and it's like you I remember he was sleeping in this crib and and I was just staring at him like just in love with him and I'm like, "Oh my
Aw.
god, I'm never gonna leave this house ever again. I'm just gonna stay
Like Kristen.
love as my kid." But to your point, not everybody, has that journey or is interested in that journey, and I respect that. And I respect her for sharing her life on camera. I also
Yes, I
respect
applaud Rosie.
Yes, I also respect Joellen, and this is kind of new in that we have an actual housewife that literally has a 9 to 5.
Wow, I
That's
know.
not adjacent to the industry, that's not necessarily glamorous and aspirational in the way that we've come to experience housewives working and having their own, source of income. She literally has this 9 to 5, and it's
Mhm.
kind of impressive watching her pack, and live, still aspirational, but just a very accessible life compared to, um, some of our other housewives that we adore. What was odd to me is her sister's relationship with her husband,
Oh my
and I'm not
god.
gonna infer anything, I'm gonna leave it right there. It was just odd.
Listen, listen, listen.
Infer all you want to, but I'm not saying a word because I think we all know what I'm thinking, but it was just I'm just gonna leave it there. It's different, I don't wanna touch it, I don't wanna get into it. It's different.
I need to woosah because I, for one, when he said, "Oh, how are you gonna leave me with the kids?" He didn't say it in a mean way, but he's like, "I'm gonna be with the kids. I'm gonna have to look after the kids." And she's like, "I'm sorry." Excuse me? Because last I heard, you both work full-time jobs. So that means you both have to take care of the kids, literally 50-50. And that's how I was raised. I wasn't raised with a mother who did all the work. So that's why I'm very against the woman doing the brunt of the work if she also has a job. And I was so mad for Joellen.
Yeah. Yeah. There's definitely some, I think relationships are going to be a big part of the central conflict. And I don't know, I got a little worried because I think I heard the word kill referenced in this show at least 4 or 5 different times. I'm
Yeah, this episode was intense.
I don't know if that bothered me more or the fact that Rosie has enlightened us that she has there's a relationship between Taco Bell, diapers, colitis, medical leave, all wrapped in a
Well,
possible affair. So that was all fascinating to me as well.
well, according to her friend Chelsea, it's all a lie, and she didn't really have to go on medical leave.
I know. I know. Uh,
Who's right? We shall see.
which makes her which makes Rosie's discussion on the after show very rich. Yes, there was a discussion between Rulla, Ashley, and Rosie, and they
Mhm.
were talking about, and Rulla was, you know, just pouring out and just sharing, how she is experiencing this relationship and the possibility or non-possibility of an affair and the degree to which whether or not, a woman should leave and all the things. And so I just felt that Rosie was like, oh, like hands off, I would never do that. But it was just said in the uh, Kelsey just brought out that, yeah, I believe she was let go because she had an affair with one of the higher ups. So anyway, this is
Yes,
a
she said
very,
that.
this is, I think, of they're dropping seeds. And if you're listening to the taglines, folks, if you're listening to the taglines, that tells you where the season is going and who's going to be bringing what. And I think affairs and relationships are going to be front and center. And I forecast that Ashley and, I'm sorry, no, I forecast that Kelsey and Rosie are going to be stirring the pot and throwing the rocks and hiding the hands and hiding from
Mhm.
Liz and from Alicia
They're scared of
and
Liz and
Joellen.
Alicia. Yes,
Yeah.
yes. No, you're absolutely right. And I feel for Rula because it's not as easy as just leave him.
Oh,
I feel like her whole storyline, according to the other women, is your husband's this player, your husband did this and this, you're
mhm,
not a strong woman because you don't leave him.
mhm.
But at the end of the day, doesn't she have 3 children?
Yeah.
Like, do you really want to be a single mother of 3 children? I know people do it every day when they have to, but maybe she feels like she could just hang in there.
Yeah. And the other thing is too, is that you look at these situations and these are real, these women have real life happenings going on in real time. And I just think every so often it's nice just to pause and reflect on what you saw. Maybe that's too much work for people, but I'm also, when I heard Rosie talking about, for example, not wanting kids, I immediately reflected on, oh, where was I at that age? Oh, okay,
Yeah,
sense to me, and so in theory, there's some women out there, yeah, we done, whatever, cut the ties, whatever, whatever. And some and yeah, it is really easy to do that in some situations. And in other situations, depending on the volatility of the marriage or the different dynamics that are going on, the financial the whole financial
the
relationship, it's not always easy
financial.
just to just pick up and leave. I mean, I've done it, but not everybody can do that. And so I think that the women are very good at giving her space to figure it out, even though, like on the after show, some of their Ashley's facial expression was like, oh man, I wouldn't take that. I sensed that there might have been some concern there, but they were very good at giving her the grace to talk out what she's going through, which is sometimes the first step towards
That's
closure, whatever that
good.
closure is. And so I think that that was really fascinating to watch how they just give her space. And they gave Alicia space too. When she was talking about her siblings,
Yeah,
her aunties who I just think are fabulous. You
me
know, they're
too.
fabulous. I want to go over their house.
I want them to cook for me every Sunday, and I just want to go there and get some womanly advice from these mature, intelligent older women.
Yeah, so down to earth. They clearly keep Alicia humble. Alicia is the cutest thing to me. Everything about her is
Same.
funny.
Love her. She's like, I hit a woman with my car. What do you mean you hit a woman with your car? She's like, yeah, I hit a woman with my car.
She had some quotes. She had some quotes that I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get to in my notes, but she had some quotes that were just killing
She
me. The
always
pizza chips
does.
the pizza chips, Alicia, the pizza chips were not shipping for me. I'm
The
sorry, girl.
pizza chips!
I'm
No, I
sorry.
wanted them.
You did?
It reminds me of a Tostino's pizza roll. You know when the inside of the Tostino's pizza roll is pizza?
I've never had a
That
Totino's
tastes
pizza
really
roll.
good. Oh,
I've
well,
literally never had one in my life.
it's not healthy, so don't do it.
Okay, I won't. I won't. I won't. I think what was interesting about this episode is that when we saw Liz discussing, Kelsey with Dolores, I thought to myself, we immediately have a storyline. Now,
Yeah.
Liz, you know, took full accountability for how she reacted to Kelsey, you know, and I thought that that was kind of something new. But then when she
Yeah.
invited her on the boat to help her move, I was a little scared. I'm like, is she going to throw her over the boat? Like, happening, like, but they sat and they literally talked it out. And I'm like, yes, this is how you apologize. This is
Yes.
how you apologize. She took ownership. I liked how Kelsey really shared how she was really projecting her own experience, which I think is kind of weird. Uh, but her own
Yeah.
Dino onto Liz, I would like to understand what that relationship was. There's
With
just a lot of
Kelsey
incestuous
or
stuff going on with Rhode Island, huh? It's so
yes?
incestuous.
Oh, with
Okay.
Kelsey or
Yeah.
Liz? Which one do you wanna know what's going on, with Kelsey or Liz, the true story?
I'd like to know the true story of Kelsey and Dino and what that was about. And it
Yeah,
just kinda just it's so incestuous in its own way, this franchise. Like,
it is.
I need a Venn
It's
diagram.
we need to make a Venn diagram and post it on our podcast page, which is the good edit, by the way. So, yeah, because you've got Rula and Brian over here, but then he's got this mistress over here. And then you've got Joe Ellen, who's dating her sister's ex, well, who's married to her sister's ex. And then apparently Chelsea and Liz supposedly both hooked up with Dino, but Liz said she didn't. Liz said that her husband went away for 3 weeks at a time, sports fishing, which sounds very lonely. I would feel lonely. But then the weird part is, or unique
Mhm,
part,
mhm.
is that her husband actually asked his friend Dino to look out for her, and Dino and Liz would go clubbing together.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but Joanna's sister did not actually date her husband, did they? Or were they had a moment in high school?
Like a senior year little
Okay, they
It
had a
wasn't
okay.
anything serious.
Okay, I
Yeah.
thought I missed I'm like, "Did I miss that?" Yeah, I mean, the whole thing is just really it's a lot. But I and Liz is fascinating to me. Not only does she look like Dolores, which is just so fun to watch because
I know.
they're literally twins. They've gotta be related somewhere. You guys need to do ancestry dot figure out
Yes.
where if you're related because 'cause I'm pretty
They
sure you are.
have to.
But she not only took responsibility once, she took responsibility 3 times, once with Dolores, once with Kelsey, and then again at the railroad, um, thing that they were at the beach. She totally
Mhm.
took responsibility, says, "Hey, you know what? I was out of pocket." And when have you ever seen that?
I know, I love the maturity.
That's what it is, yeah.
The show is
Love
amazing.
Yeah, and yet we can't deny that Liz is I don't wanna use the word scary, but she is a force to be reckoned with. Y That's the one that you don't want to mess with, okay? Her and Alicia. I think
Yeah.
Alicia is a quiet storm, and when she gets activated, it's full on, but it might take her a minute to get there. Um, but Liz, yeah, she's not the one, and I just can't wait to see what she does. Gonna get
Well,
activated.
listen, if Rosie and Kelsey keep poking, Liz is gonna be activated. I don't know if you
Yeah,
want her to get
yeah,
activated.
yeah.
I don't think Rosie wants that.
I don't think so either. I do not.
Rosie seems the most demure, and Ashley, they seem a little shy, maybe. I don't know what the word they're not tough like a Liz and Alicia. Like, they're not even Kelsey has a little attitude about her, which
Yeah,
I love.
1000%.
But Ashley and Rosie, I feel like, are the 2 most mild-mannered of the group, in my opinion.
Definitely Ashley, definitely, Ashley really does come across very level-headed, and
Mhm.
she fits in very adaptable. Um, and then, I'm sorry. I'm so fucking yes, Ashley does seem the most level-headed, very adaptable. I like that she named that people mistake her shyness for bitchiness, which that makes sense. I mean, I was used to be I was very shy at one time, and people would mistake that for me being aloof, and it was just no, I just wasn't as confident as I am now. So that totally tracks for me. How that could
It's
totally
true.
be mistaken. It'll be interesting to see how Ashley responds to conflict. Is she someone that kind of goes for the jugular? Is she going to sit back and go socialize the problem to everybody else and get called out on it later? How or is she even one that is drawn to conflict, will get drawn into conflict? I don't really see her having a conflict with anybody on the show
Same.
at this point, but you can transparently see that Kelsey and Rosie are going to be problematic.
Yeah, they're definitely stirring the pot. And you know, another interesting thing about Kelsey is she told us in episode 1 that her boyfriend could see other people, but that she doesn't. But then we just found out that Kelsey has an actual other boyfriend. But
Mhm,
then we also found out Kelsey was messing with Dino. And she's been with her boyfriend for 10 years. So I've got to come to the conclusion that she wasn't 19. She was probably like 20 to 30 while she
mhm.
was with her boyfriend when she was with Dino. It just makes sense, you know?
Total sense. Totally sense.
Because why would she be stuck on something from her high school years? Like, it doesn't make sense. So,
Unless he did something really awful.
well, she's been creeping on the down low, it seems. Like, she says she doesn't have other relationships, but we just heard of 2 others. So,
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm wondering what the post-traumatic stress is from Dino. I mean, he must have really done something that was traumatic. I mean, Erica Jane just revealed something traumatic that happened to her in a relationship, and who knew, you
yeah.
know? But she did physically seem still kinda bothered by it. It didn't seem like she was acting. It felt like, "Okay, something happened here." So, it'll be interesting to see what comes out with that, and I'm also wondering too, as it relates to Alicia, again, I applaud the women for supporting her and helping her find her voice, and to stand up for herself too, Brian. You need to stand up to that guy. You really need to stand up to the guy.
Mhm.
Um but I'm wondering if the show will really expose the fragile state of their relationship, or is it going or is his positioning on the show going to heal that marriage? Gee, I watched the first season. I saw how I came across. Yeah, not good.
Mhm.
Every fans, okay, honey, let's do something different. Or will it divide it?
I hope it's the first, but
You know?
time shall tell because he could either take it as, "How could you talk about me like that on TV?" and get really mad at her, or he could take it as, "Wow, I didn't realize you felt that way."
Hmm. Hmm.
So it's really up to him, I
I'm
think.
I'm thinking about characters like Megan King, when she was married to Jim Edmonds on the OC,
Yes.
he had an opportunity to watch how he came across that first season and didn't like it. And I mean, they subsequently got divorced for who,
Right.
and then we have Emily Simpson. Her husband said the same thing. Oh, I didn't know I came across like such a, and I'm going to do better. And I think he subsequently has done better as much as he can do, really.
Yeah.
Then we have Bronwyn and Todd, who saw himself first season, but of course that relationship didn't work out. So out of the three relationships that we've just named, hmm, 90% of them didn't work out.
It's more like 100.
Which is why I say, and the same is true for yeah. So when you look at those metrics, it doesn't look good. I mean, I think that's like close to 90% of those marriages didn't work out. And when you look at Rula and Brian,
Uh,
it's if the trailer that was shown for next week is any indication of what is actually happening in that marriage or what actually happened, it would not be surprising that that marriage is probably not gonna survive, uh, within the show, and maybe, in fact, because of the show, because, the fans as Kyle and Amanda, you can put them in there too. the fans really kind of get into the psyche of these characters and help them make decision points on their life that are very hard to make. I'm hoping for the best for all those marriages. I don't feel so hopeful and optimistic about Brian Rulla. I don't.
Unfortunately, I don't either because Joellen is so certain that Brian is still cheating,
Yeah.
and even Alicia and Liz feel like he's still cheating, so if it quacks like a duck, if it walks like a duck, like, he's cheating on you.
They literally live in an incestuous town where
They d with upside
everybody
down pineapples,
upside
apparently.
down pineapples, so just follow the pineapples.
I don't
Follow
want
the
any pineapples
pineapples.
near me.
But it's just another dynamic though, when these women make these decisions to go on these shows and their husbands come with them, and I know we kind of talked about this before, they have to put it all out there, even on their marriage. And it makes me sad that they're putting their marriage out there for public consumption and at the risk of their marriage.
Take, you give and take because while I don't think I would do it, would you do it for $1,000,000? Would you do it for potential brand endorsements? That's the hard part, you know what I mean?
Go on a housewife
Like,
show?
yeah, like,
No.
well, go on a housewife show, but also would you be willing to throw your husband and your marriage under the bus? Because that's what's gonna happen. The
Well,
editing is gonna edit, you know what I mean?
by default, going on the show, you are throwing your marriage under the bus.
Of course, there's gonna be strangers that never met your husband that are gonna DM you and tell you that they were with him.
Oh,
Like,
there's everything's coming out.
yeah. I
Everything is
don't
coming
think
out.
I would do it, so I applaud all
You
of
would
these
you would be a
women.
housewife. You would go on it. Don't lie.
You
Don't say
think?
yes. Yes, you would.
Oh my god. Well,
Yeah.
I could be the next Monica because I'm a podcaster,
Well,
just like her.
I would not go on the show, and they would not have me there. So it's fine.
Alright, I'll go, I'll do it. Andy,
No
I'll go
interest in
on
doing that.
Jersey.
I think this side of the hill is so much more fun.
Stop twisting my arm, I'll do it.
You can have that housewives lifestyle. I have my own housewives lifestyle, so I don't need
Yeah.
that. Don't
Well,
experience it.
it's a lot about fame, I would think. Although in Rula's case, I have to wonder if she's gonna be like a Tamra and eventually end up divorcing him on air. Because I kind of have a feeling that Rula might be using the show as her escape, you know?
Well, that would be interesting for her to tell us that in the after show. But it appears to me that she really loves this guy and doesn't give up easily. And you wonder how much of that is culturally relevant.
Could be.
Being from,
Yeah.
I think she's Syrian. She's Syrian.
Lebanese and she's Lebanese
Yeah.
and Syrian, probably.
So
Yeah.
how much of their attitudes and their behaviors about marriage are really kind of
Yeah.
influenced by just the cultural piece too. You don't get divorced. The religious piece. There's probably so many things that factor into it.
You're right.
All in all,
You're
though,
right.
great show. Bravo, you're doing well. We need more of that. We need so much more of that. And we thank you for blessing these women on our screens
Thank
for
you for
sure.
letting us have this fun, awesome show to
Yeah,
watch.
you did
It's
well on this one.
truly a pleasure
And I,
to recap it.
and I love Dolores on the show, and I love Dolores being
Yeah,
adjacent. I like the fact that she's just
yeah.
adjacent, sitting in her Adirondack chair, watching Alicia drag the heck out of Rosie to filth and just smiling the whole time and roasting marshmallows.
She's lucky.
Yeah.
Go
So
Dolo. So enjoy Rory, enjoy Atlanta. We can't wait to see you next.
we can't wait to see you next. And please do check out, where you can find us? On the goodeditunfiltered.com. That's where everything is, where you can find us. So we don't have to keep repeating it.
That is such a good point.
Go
Yes.
there. All right. All the links are there. All the
All
episodes
of
are
it.
there. We've got blog posts
Instagram,
there.
YouTube,
We've got it all. All right.
everything.
So go in that direction. Anyways, guys, thanks for hanging out with us, and we'll see you on the other side. Bye.
Bye.